Welcome to a special Champions edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG with another CIF Southern Section champion, this one in girls softball in Division 8. The Arroyo Valley Hawks join us here in the studio, and Coach Nathan Barlow and some of his Hawks joining us. And Coach, first off, congratulations. And at the time of the taping of this show, we just found out that you are the CIF Coach of the Year in Division 8. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, you guys win the championship. You're the Coach of the Year. I mean, do you have to like think about like, oh my gosh, the way the season started to this point with all these accolades and championships? I mean, is it surreal in a way?
It is very surreal.
Yeah.
When we started, I didn't believe it, but I knew we were going to make it CIF.
Yeah.
We win the first game, but after that first game, I already knew we were going to go all the way.
What clicked? I know Coach Baker, your right-hand man, but what do you think was special about this team during the playoff run?
I think with Baker on board, he was able to look at other teams. He watched a lot of videos of it, so we were doing our homework, and that's what helped us a lot. Then the girls actually started clicking after that first CIF win. They clicked.
What about like just confidence-wise? I mean, obviously you had talent on the team.
We
just had the belief and the confidence, like we can win these games.
That's all it was. It was just a confidence thing with all of them. Once they get that, it was a done deal.
And then, a lot of teams during the regular season, at least, they were like, hey, let's just make playoffs. If we can find a way to get into the playoffs, then anything can happen. We can. Well, why not us, right? We can make a run to the championship. Was that, I don't know if that was your guys' philosophy, but was it like, hey, let's get to the playoffs and then anything can happen?
Well, that was me and Baker, my buddy. That's my buddy right there. We always said that. Once we get there, we're going to go. And that's exactly what we did. We got to get there first.
So in that championship game, you guys played San Bernardino High School, which was crazy that we had two teams from the same city playing in the finals.
It was awesome. It was for both teams. Yeah. For both teams. I wish it was in San Bernardino, the game.
I know. But that championship game was unbelievable. I was down there in Irvine, and San Bernardino on a wacky play scored 4 runs, and they've got the early lead on you guys. But you never gave up. You started chipping away at that lead and to send it to extra innings. I mean, what was that like?
It was them. It wasn't me. It was them. I got to keep on cheering. And that energetic made it happen,
So you feel like maybe an important part of that was, let's say, just in between innings, they come back to the dugout. Hey, we're still in this.
Yep, exactly.
Hit the ball.
And that's what
put the ball in play. We can do this.
That's what we kept on telling them. It's not over yet.
Yeah.
It's not over until it's over.
It's easy.
And then we went to the 8th inning.
Yes, extra innings,
yes.
Like 8-5. So, I mean, it's easy to say that, like, hey, let's keep your heads up, but what do you think was special about this team that they bought in? They're like, yeah, we will keep our heads up. We feel like we are in this game. Is it hard to say? Like, I mean, it's a mindset. Hard. You got to be wired a certain way, right?
Yeah. But it's just like another game. And that's why I tell them, it's just another game. We're going to get a plaque, but in all reality, it's just another game. Just keep on fighting and don't stop.
Speaking of the plaques, I mean, gosh, I hope this Arroyo Valley versus San Bernardino rivalry continues, for a while now. The Southern Section Division 8 championship, Alicia has it over there. Carly has the regional runner-up here in the middle because you guys played twice in the span of a week with 2 different championships on the line.
Yes. This one right here, we had nearly 400 people showing up to this game right here.
At Cajon, right? Because it was in San Bernardino. Which
So we were trying to pick a spot, and we decided to choose Cajon. And we had 400 people there. Yeah. So if we keep this rivalry up, it's gonna keep on going here. And it's a good thing for San Bernardino as a whole. Yeah,
I was going to ask you, why do you think it's such a good thing for the city of San Bernardino to have, a positive story, like, celebrate the success of a couple teams?
It starts with the youth. The youth get to see this stuff. Saying, okay, I got to go somewhere. It's the youth. And that's my goal. My goal is for the youth to go somewhere knowing that we did something for San Bernardino. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it was awesome, man. Like, the city of San Bernardino got behind not only the Southern Section game, but again, it was in Irvine, so it was a little bit different. But the fact that the game was at Cajon in San Bernardino, the place was packed. It was another great game.
It was a very good game.
Another close game between you guys. I think it was a really special week of softball from Saturday to Saturday with those 2 games like that.
Me and Coach Aaron talked about it a few times. He's the head coach at San Bernardino, we do want to keep it going.
Yeah.
Little San Bernardino versus Arroyo kind of thing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. Good for the community, good for the city to keep that going. Well, Coach, let me talk to some of your players as well. Carly Acosta here in the middle. And Carly, I want to go back specifically to that championship game for the Southern Section down in Irvine against San Bernardino. Coach was saying, we might be losing right now, but, keep your head up. Let's keep battling. What was the mindset? What were the vibes in the dugout, when you guys fell behind early, but the perseverance was off the charts? You guys did not give up, and it paid off.
Well, honestly, the first inning, after they started scoring those 4 runs in, it was like, dang, what's going to happen next? So after a little bit of soaking all that in, our energy dropped a little bit. But once we got back into the game, we can do this, this game's important, especially for our school. I think our energy just went up so we can keep going and make it together as a team.
And how about offensively? You guys scored so many runs during that playoff run. So even if San Bernardino went up 4-0 or 5-1 or whatever the scores were, did you feel like, hey, we hit really well, we can score a lot of runs, we're not out of this? Did you feel like offensively it was going to happen, the bats were going to get going?
Honestly, I did, because for this game we hit a lot. We were just making contact, the hard grounders. 16
hits in the game or something?
Yeah, it was really good. Our at-bats were really good. And I was really surprised, too, because some games our at-bats would be really low. But for this one, we really came up when it came to offensive, on the offensive side. But other than that, then, it's pretty good.
So that Southern Section Championship game was 8-5 in 8 innings, so extra innings, and you guys got the win. In the regional championship, the D5 SoCal Regional, I want to talk about that because you hit a home run. I mean, that thing was a bomb to center field. How many home runs did you hit this season, and was that the biggest one?
That was the only one.
That was the only one?
Yes, that was my only home run for the season. And honestly, I was really proud of myself because not only was it a home run, but it was also a home run in the regional game.
Yes.
Especially the championship regional game. So, and I was really surprised too, because I wasn't going up to the plate thinking, oh, I'm gonna hit a home run. I was just, oh, let's make contact, let's get on base, and it just kind of happened. It was a cookie down the middle, and I just made contact with it and went out.
Yeah, it was a great hit. Carly, let's pass the mic over to Alicia here on the end. Just a freshman, Alicia Aravalo. Holy smokes. Yeah. Alicia, you come in as a freshman and you guys go all the way and win a championship. Did you have any expectations going into your first year playing varsity softball?
Not really, because we started off with the bad note, losing games. And then Coach G was like, we're going to CIF. So I was like, we have to. We started practicing every day, putting in work,
Yeah, what do you think is the most important thing when you look back on this season after starting the season slow, but then able to turn things around? Was it practice? Was it the mindset? Was it, just the camaraderie with your teammates? What was the most important thing that you guys were able to turn it around?
Practice, confidence too. I mean, at one point we were just scattered around. We weren't in a group. We weren't communicating in the games. We had no energy. We weren't hitting. And I think just practice helped us start hitting, fielding,
Yeah, going back to the hitting part of it, again, you guys scored so many runs, specifically during that playoff run. What do you think was clicking? I mean, were you guys they say hitting's contagious, right? If the person in front of you gets a hit and you come up and you get a hit, it's just like a hit parade. You guys are just moving people around the bases. But why do you think you guys, specifically in the playoffs, you started hitting so well?
I think the energy, we were cheering a lot. We were getting into the other team's head. They started making errors. We just kept hitting.
In that championship game, I keep going back to it because it's kind of the story of it, that you guys, fell behind but didn't give up, and you battled back, pushed it to extra innings to win it. Why do you think this team had that strong, mindset that you guys were like, hey, we're down a couple runs, but we can get back in this thing? It's kind of representative of your season. Start off slow, finish strong, your whole season. And in that championship game, started off slow but finished strong, right?
I think it was just the energy. The first inning, couple errors, they scored some runs. I called time after those errors, and I told him I got mad at one point, but then I was like, I can't just bring the energy even more down. And I told him, hey, shake it off. We got this. We just got to get out of this inning, start hitting. That's it.
Yeah, and it paid off. I mean, that was the right thing to do. All right, so Carly Jr.,
Yes.
Alicia, a freshman.
Yes.
So, Coach, the future's very bright. I want to go.
Super bright.
Yes. Let's pass, Alicia. Let's pass the microphone to the back row now. We got Alexa Ariano, another junior, who's going to come back, right? So.
Probably have about 10, 11 juniors.
Oh wow! So you guys are ahead of schedule right now. Alexa, let me ask you. So, you know, the championship plaque. We've got it right here for Division 8. What does that mean to you when you see that? You know, like, wow, I don't know if it feels like a dream still, but you guys were able to go all the way and win a title.
Honestly, it still feels unreal to me, because I tell my mom every time I wake up, I'm like, I still can't believe it. Like, all these celebrations we've been having.
Yeah.
You know, we made legacy at our school. You know.
Well, you were the first team for any sport to win a championship at Arroyo Valley High School. You know, like the first CIF title, period. So when you talk about legacy, I mean, you guys will always be that first team to kind of set that foundation for Arroyo Valley. So what does that mean to you, knowing that, you know, you guys were the first team? Softball was the first team to bring a championship to Arroyo Valley High School.
Honestly, it feels like to me, like, you know, all of us that, like, we're all coming back, like, once we leave and we graduate, that's still going to stay at our school. Like, that we made, like, we were a part of that team who won that championship game for our school.
Does it make you excited about next year? Like, there's so many players coming back that, you know, you feel like, hey, we've got a real shot. You probably won't be Division 8 anymore, but we've got a real shot to do, you know, something special again.
Yeah, I think we're going to do pretty good next year, especially with all of us coming back. Of course, we're going to miss our seniors because they really helped us a lot as well. But honestly, next year, I think we're going to run it back again.
Well, we got a senior here. We're going to get to her in just a second. But let me finish up with you with this question. It's just that, you know, that championship moment, like a lot of players have that, whether it's taking a picture holding the plaque or the final out or seeing your family after the game for the first time. Like, what do you feel like when you look back at that championship game for the Southern Section? What was your championship moment?
I think honestly just all of us being all excited, all of us running up to each other. And I mean, at the moment, I felt like I wasn't there. Like, it was just such a special moment for us, our team and our school, like how we started and then how we ended. Honestly, I think we were a really good team. And yeah.
All right, before I get to Emily, Coach, I did want to ask you, I mean, because I don't know if it feels like a blur, you know, those championship games. You have to go back and watch the video, like, how, you know, what was that play like, or what was that final out like?
I have to go back.
Yeah,
I have to go back
because it happened so fast, right?
It did.
I mean, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot to process. But let me go to Emily Herrera here on the back. Yeah, go ahead and pass the microphone. And Emily is a senior, so Emily, again, kind of like what I was asking Alexa, the fact that the softball team this year was the first one to bring a CIF Southern Section title to the school, and you're a senior. What do you think that means? What kind of legacy are you leaving now at Arroyo Valley, having won it?
I think that means a lot for all of us, and especially for the school. So they're setting a higher standard for all the other sports, and I know they're expecting a lot more from everyone else.
So do you feel like that championship game was kind of indicative of the season that you had? Like the season, again, I don't know what your record was, Coach. Maybe like 6 and something.
Yeah,
it was not good, right? During the regular season. But you guys started slow and obviously finished strong in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how the game was against San Bernardino and Irvine, was a slow start, and you guys finished strong. Do you feel like, you know, that's kind of who we are? That's kind of how our season was.
Yeah, we tend to start off like slow, and then at the end, I feel like we start picking everything up. And season did start pretty slow, and I know it was like hard for everyone.
No, but what was
Our
it like
coaches,
for you guys?
They never like gave up.
Yeah.
Coach Barlow, Coach Gerald, they never gave up on us. And I know even like some of us as players, we did give up. Like mid-season, we were starting to like not be there as much, but eventually we all bought in. And I think it was when we started the first game of CIF and we won, after that, all of our energy shifted and we really wanted to win. Like, we all wanted it.
Because it would be the easy thing is to just fold, right? Be like, okay, we're not very good, whatever. We're gonna lose the first playoff game and go home, and that's that. That's the easy thing.
Yeah.
If it was, if it was easy, or if it was, it's hard because it's hard, and there's not a lot of teams that can do it. So, you guys found a way to string together and stack some wins to get to that CIF championship game. So, in your perspective, like, what do you feel like flipped from taking the easy route to, you know what, it's gonna be hard, but we can do it. We've got the team to do this. What do you think flipped the switch for you?
I think it was all of our energy and that how we all got like together, and it was our coach. It was Coach Gerald. He was always like, don't let the moment be bigger than the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that helped us a lot because we never like thought about it as such a big game. Like, yeah, we were gonna win, but we couldn't like overwhelm ourselves with that.
Coach, let me go back to you to wrap things up. Did you, you win the first playoff game, you advance to the next round. For you, was there a certain point where you're like, man, we might string together a couple wins here and get to the finals? Or were you like just trying to enjoy the moment, like, oh well, we won one, let's see what happens next time?
No, I already knew that we were going to win.
You already knew?
I already knew it. Well, like I said, once that first CIF game happened, we won 20-3 versus, who do we play? La Quinta Aztecs. It was 20-3. I said, I know we're going to win now.
Yeah.
We're going to go to CIF. We're going to win. I already knew it.
And the scores were crazy. The game I saw, what was it, Capistrano Valley Christian? I mean, it was high scoring, but you guys kept scoring runs.
Yes.
I'm like, these guys, every time you guys come up to bat, you were scoring runs.
The only team that probably gave us a battle was Banning. Mm-hmm. It was like 8-4 or something.
Which was like, what, quarterfinals or second round? It was early. It was early, right?
I think that's the only team that gave us a little battle.
Yeah.
Everything else, the girls, but they were all locked in no matter what. So
Coach, again, to wrap things up, like I asked them, the school getting their first CIF championship, I don't know if there's going to be some special banner or something on campus, but the fact that you guys were able to do it and bring the championship to Arroyo Valley, for Angel Castro, for the AD, for everyone there, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's a special moment. Like, what does that mean to you?
For me, it meant a lot for me. It meant more than anybody can know. Who helped me get there is number one, Baker, is God, and my grandma. Grandma passed away, but she always said, son, you could do it. And I did it, with the girls,
Yeah.
So
very proud of you.
We're leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
No matter what.
So when you took over the program, did you feel like it's a possibility we could win CIF one day?
So when I came there, I was assistant to Coach Mena, and he brought me in. He's like, Nate, I need you over here. I said, okay, I come over there. We won our first CIF League Championship in 2023, I believe. That was the first one in softball history when I was there. Now, since I took charge as a head coach, we won our second one, and now we won right here, CIF.
And next year, for the first time, there'll actually be a true state playoffs.
I heard that.
For CIF. So it'll be a Northern California champion against a Southern California champion. So I guess in terms of checking off boxes, I guess that would be the next thing for you guys, right?
Yes. So with me and Mena, when we had a 10-year goal, one was winning that the league championship. Number two was winning first CIF game. I was able to do those two. And in 10 years, I was supposed to win this, but I did it within 5 years. So next one, this wasn't even thought of.
Yeah.
So I'm happy I got this.
Yeah.
The next one is what you just said right now, my state title.
State title.
And I think I'll be good. We'll get that next year.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and congratulations, ladies, on the CIF Southern Section Division 8 championship. And what a ball game in the finals against San Bernardino. Very special rivalry taking place between you guys and the Cardinals.
Thank you. It's going to continue.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's Arroyo Valley, or CIF Southern Section Division 8 softball champions. And let's take a look at the league champions, also from the Arrowhead Athletic Conference. So let's check out the Arrowhead Athletic Conference for Arroyo Valley. We'll start with girls volleyball. Their first league title, that comes in the Skyline League. Arroyo Valley girls tennis, San Andreas League champions. Girls soccer, they win the title in the Skyline League, and boys volleyball also winning their first ever league title. Shout out to Coach Barajas for the SAL crown. Also in the Arrowhead Athletic Conference, we've got San Gorgonio Girls Volleyball League title in the San Andreas League. San Gorgonio boys and girls cross country also in the San Andreas. San Gorgonio girls soccer, a fantastic year for them, which also included a San Andreas League title. San Gorgonio boys and girls swim, SAL champions, and San Gorgonio boys tennis, the best in the Skyline League. Congratulations to our league champions from the Arrowhead Athletic Conference at San Gorgonio and Arroyo Valley. And of course, the Hawks CIF Southern Section Division 8 softball champions. I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next time on Sports Weekly on IEMG.